You just don't know who the hell you are. People today are lost because they do not know thyself. First, you must know thyself. Then you can find your way in life. The way one learns to know thyself occurs in a few ways. Foundationally, the practices of resting in silence, praying for meaning, clarity and direction, reading great books for meaning and purpose, and writing to understand the world, self, and mission. So many today do not understand how important this process is and the need to answer this call. What are you going to do to find a wife when you don't know the first thing about your God-given temperaments, their strengths and weaknesses, and the virtues that will infuse your character to expand your strengths and overcome these weaknesses? You're going to go do great things in business or in politics, but you haven't come face to face with your spiritual wounds? You ignore the wounds and entirely miss out on the fruit that comes from facing and healing them. You're going to figure out what you want out of life without knowing who you are and what the wounds in your life can teach you? Not likely. This is why so many take the easy route, the route of mimetic desires and copy goals. You're too lazy to do the work, and instead you see what your neighbor has, and you decide you want what they have, not because you really want it, but because they have it. You ape and copy the goals towards those ends, and either quit because you don't have enough fight in you to achieve goals that are not yours, or you accomplish the goals and are empty because the goals are really not yours. You don't have to be like this, like the vast majority in the West today, but you have to do the complete work to know thyself. And in reality, this is a lifelong and evolving process. And yes, it's work, and at times it takes suffering and sacrifice. But suffering in this way is way easier than the suffering that comes from the lazy path of mimetic desires and copy goals. You can know thyself at 25 years old, which hopefully matures as you age and grow in wisdom. Maturity is not a reason to not do the work to understand yourself as a 25-year-old. Those who tell you otherwise are naive or want you on the path of emptiness and unfulfilled mimetic desires. To what end? So they can sell you crap that will momentarily satiate the pangs that come with not answering the call. So what does this look like practically? How do you begin to know thyself? The first step is to take a temperament test. Are you a choleric, a sanguine, a phlegmatic, a melancholic? Then a character test. This is the science of virtue and addresses the active and contemplative heart and the intellect and will. And finally, the integrated human test, which looks at the intellect, will, and the heart. Great example of this is the chasm between insane sentimentalism and religious voluntarists. The insane sentimentalists put their heart above their intellect. The religious voluntarists put their will and the rules above the love of God, the love of neighbor in their heart. Again, people today are lost because they do not know thyself. So if you don't want to be lost, answer the call to know thyself. Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle cannot be wrong here.
I can show you, don't you hold me back, no. I would die for this, I would die for this. I can show you, don't you hold me back, no. I would die for this, I would die for this. I can show you, don't you hold me back, no. I would die for this, I would die for this.
If I was sent back to the time of the patristic, it was captured by the Romans and they owned jurisdiction. Full head in the guillotine with my mystic friends. You could bring me back to life and I would do it again. Commits to my life jacket and fasten the flow. This world is a journey. I'm not attached to this boat. Fossils and metacarpals of apostles who wrote gospels of hope, echo my conscience of folk, opposite popes. Like St. Peter crucified me upside down, I would gladly oblige with an upside frown. Like Jonah, I might drown, but Christ won my crown. Demons run like